If you're ready to take your small business to the next level, stick around. A laser cutter can be a game changer. Welcome back to Sparks of Joy Studio. I'm Natalie, and in today's video, we'll explore how to use a laser cutter alongside various other materials to create some amazing, unique, and marketable products. All of the projects featured today were created using the Creality Falcon 2 Pro enclosed laser. Here are some examples of some things that I have made using the laser cutter. There are some amazing things. So all I did was I put this inside, I set up what I wanted it to engrave, and then I hit go. So I'll show you that in a second. So here are some PNG files that I got off of Etsy. I will say that I think what I've learned is the SVG files work better, but the PNG files did work for me, as you saw. I just grab what I wanted and I bring it over to the screen that you see behind this folder in the front. That allows me to shape the PNG file to fit inside of my little wood rounds. So I can size them up or down. The overlay camera allows you to see exactly what you are engraving onto. Now I will say I'm still working out how to make it precise. I'm still not, I mean, it's almost precise, but I would like for it to be very exact. Sometimes I'm seeing it's just a little bit off. Again, I'm still learning. I'm very new at this, but for what you saw come out, I think I did a pretty good job. So I finished putting on these and then like I said, I hit go and then it's ready. I love this because I will tell you, conversions in the kitchen is something that is not my forte. You can make cute, funny gifts. Actually, these were cut on the laser and then also engraved, and then just very, very quickly styled up with a ribbon and a little bead, just something I had in my stash. This one has been kind of waxed, so to give it a little bit of a finish. This one is just raw. So, you know, it goes to show you like some of the different options you have. I like this one better. I was just so nervous because the last time I tried to use wax on one of the items I engraved, I completely destroyed it. And you'll get to see that as well. This is something I made for a friend. She lives at the beach and she loves the beach. So I gave her a little tag for her name. This is kind of a monogrammed gift tag. It's something I had in my stash. I just thought it looked cute on the end. But look at that. All I did was I stuck this on the engraver. This is just a bamboo cutting board I got from Amazon. Stuck it in there, put the saying on that I wanted, tied these on, and done. But if I were to sell something like this in a craft booth, I could probably sell this upwards of $20. Like I would say between $20, $25, I would probably sell this very quickly. Now I want to show you how I took some of the things that I cut on my laser cutter and really turned them into incredibly unique and handmade styled items. These two pieces were cut from the sign that I told you I engraved and then tried to wax, and it just completely ruined it. I actually flipped the board over and I cut out these two, what originally were going to be cutting boards, but once I saw how they came out and knowing that I had to somehow hide the mistake that was on the one side, I had an idea. I went into my stash and I grabbed some air dry clay and a few of these molds. I will put the name of these two molds in the description box below because I cannot remember them. This has been a while since I made this. And I will be casting several castings of this mold to cover the entire front of this piece that I cut out. Once I have everything positioned exactly how I want it, I grabbed some Titebond Quick and Thick, and I am covering the entire back of each one of those castings to adhere them to that part of the cutting board, which is now going to evolve into a gourd. That's kind of where my vision went once I saw the shape of these pieces and the fact that I knew that I was going to have to do something to cover up that front. Before I set this aside to dry, I do very lightly cover it with a coat of white paint. I don't know what color I'm going to use on these yet, and I just wanted something on there to try to keep the clay from cracking or shrinking too much. I prepare my other gourd in a very similar fashion, but instead of using the mold that I used on the previous one, I am using the Verity mold, which is also by IOD. I just wanted to see how the two different styles of castings looks in the finished products that you will see very shortly. Once the clay was dry, I started my painting on these two items. This gourd that you see right here is getting painted with Everett by Fusion. The other one that is off to the left will be started with Oakum by Fusion. The one that has Oakum on it is now fully dry, and I am going to be painting it with Summer Crush by DIY. And my gourd that had the Verity mold and the Everett Fusion is now going to be covered with Queen Bee by DIY. After painting 2 coats and allowing them to fully dry, I'm now coming back and wet distressing all over the piece to bring back some of that darker color that was underneath. I forgot to get this on camera, but I did end up putting a block that I created on the back of each of these gourds so that they would stand up. That I created just using tumbling tower blocks. I did 4 sets of 3 blocks each and then adhered them together to create a cube. I'm sure that if you had any other kinds of scrap wood or anything else in your stash, it would work just as well. After I was done with this and let them dry, I sealed them up with a clear wax, then followed with some dark wax. And here's a look at our finished gourds. And they are styled in a little fall vignette. Examples. With a laser cutter, you can offer personalized products. Now, you can offer personalized products. There's lots of other ways you can do personalization. However, a laser cutter offers you the ability to do that personalization in a very high-end way. Here's a perfect example. I used the software that comes with the Creality Falcon 2 Pro laser. All I needed was the text feature within that software. I didn't need to go on Etsy. I didn't need to buy anything else. The fonts that I already have in my computer were able to be used to create the style for this board. Thank you for joining me today for today's video. I'm sending you out with a couple of other items that I created using the laser cutter and then styling them in different ways with resin molds, with other wood cutouts that I've just had in my stash, really elevating some of these projects that I otherwise would have created in a much more simplified way. We'll talk more about that in a future video, but for today, I hope you've enjoyed and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Please comment below and let me know, what is something that would be holding you back from getting a laser cutter yourself? If it's the price, I have an upcoming video to show you how we can move past that barrier.